celebrating birthdays today. Joe McHale, 53. Olympic gymnastics great Dominique Dawes is 48. And actress Bo Derek is 68.
Back in the day before internet porn, we had to rely on simpler things to masturbate to. And when the movie 10 came out, it caused quite a ripple. Because we didn't have free porn. We had to sit and watch scrambled Cinemax, hoping to see a blurry and eventually rub one out to a poster of Bo Derek with her cornrows and perky nipples. Which was kind of difficult considering I didn't own the poster. It was in a display case at Spencer's Gifts. Awkward. Happy birthday to Bo Derek.
Every time Phil and I were in Honduras, and I have no idea what would possess a man to do this. He got his hair braided. You remember at P Hill, Greg? You remember P Hill had long hair?
I don't.
So P Hill had hair. I told you he looked like Yosemite Sam. So he's a ginger, and his hair was like to his waist.
Please say there's still a picture. I can't imagine.
Oh,
this.
there is definitely somewhere. But you remember how long and crazy his hair was? Like his wedding photo from his first marriage looked like awkward family photos.
His mane was glorious.
Oh, and she had a mane, and she had like Vince Neil bleach blonde hair.
Oh.
And super spiky on top.
Yes.
And then he had this like kind of poofy, curly ginger mane.
Yeah. No, it was, but it was just people of Walmart / awkward family photos. But glorious, right? So
yeah.
we're diving, and he goes to do something. I don't know. I'm just doing what I do. And then I see him like an hour later, and I'm like, what in the goddamn? And he's had it cornrowed, like Bo Derek braided, like to his head, like, and it's just going down his back, and I'm just like, it looked like, you remember when Axl Rose did that?
Yes.
Yeah, it looked that bad, and then it scorched his noggin.
Oh, because he's a ginger.
Yeah, then his head just had red stripes going down it, like, which really accentuated the creepiness of the whole thing.
Please, if you love me at all, Greg, find another picture of that.
It had beads in it, everything.
Just even his long hair, I can't even imagine it in my mind.
Every time I turn around, I get some. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not the weirdest guy.
No, he's kind of closet though.
Oh,
like the weird that you've told me about just kind of pops in.
I think we got
and tucks away.
High one time on that same trip. We were visiting George and his then wife Sonia, and there was a single marine biologist who kind of looked like she might be ready to party, and we were all out somewhere on the beach at like 2 a.m. And at one point, P.O., I don't know if we were smoking or something or drinking or drinking, but I turn over and he's somehow in the water, but he's only wearing his underwear, and he's talking to her, but he's in the water, but talking to her with his chin on his hands like this, and his elbows in the sand, but laying on his stomach. And I'm like, what in the goddamn am I looking at right now? Just moments would be like, it'll pop into my head. I go, oh, yeah. Yep.
Every once in a while, you get to look at somebody and go, there's only one P-Hill.
Oh. I'll end it with this weird moment. We were at his brother Dave's house for a fireworks display. And Greg, you know his brother. You know his brother.
I do them both.
Wonderful guys.
Yeah.
But his brother's a lot bigger than him.
Yes.
I believe with all my heart, it's 2 separate dads. And actually, are there 2 separate dads?
No.
Okay. And I don't know. But they don't look anything alike.
Right.
His brother's stocky and bigger. Right. His brother's neighbor comes over. There's a fight brewing. And I'm watching this kind of go down, and I'm like, uh-oh, what's going to happen here? And I see the neighbor bark. I see Dave bark, his brother. And it gets to, and I see the neighbor kind of put hands on Dave, Phil's brother, P. Hill's brother, and push him. And out of the trees, out of the darkness, I literally see this little ginger dude. He comes out like 5'4" and straight up karate chops him in the throat. He just goes, Jack, like this.
In real life, he karate kicked somebody.
Chopped him. Like his little crazy hand went under the guy's chin. He went, and the guy went, like this. And then his brother Dave jumped on the guy. But he literally came out of the dark.
He ninja'd him.
And he just, like a tiny little ginger ninja.
Oh, my God.
He's a ginger. And just one quick...
I've never known any real person in real life to actually try to work that in and do it and be successful.
That's absolutely amazing. Amazing, dude. Crazy. Just craziness, man.
Oh, my God. All right, I'm skipping that story. I can't go into that. Looking like Donald Trump, in news this morning, isn't going to serve time for his conviction in the Stormy Daniels hush money case. New York judge has canceled his sentencing hearing, which was scheduled for next Tuesday, November 26th. Although the conviction remains on the books, the judge is still determining how to proceed given Trump's election as president. Russian President Vladimir Putin announced changes to Russia's nuclear doctrine that will lower the threshold for a nuclear response if Russia is attacked. The announcement comes in response to President Biden's decision to allow Ukraine to use U.S. weapons inside Russia. Doctrine states that any attack on Russia, supported by a country with nuclear power, could be grounds for a nuclear response. It also says Russia could consider a preemptive nuclear attack if it is threatened. Putin made the announcement shortly after Russia claimed that Ukraine fired the U.S.-made missiles.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to all this, other than it's at some point. Well, I do know the answer. Putin's got to stop. They got to restore the border. That's got to be over, and that's got to be that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this just goes on and on and on and on.
This is not here before I start this story.
But to be said, because I had this talk with P. Hill the other day, because he's more of a contrarian than he is really anything. Okay. He always wants to play devil's advocate. Mm-hmm. He's a snarky little prick like that. And but he's like, well, what if you just left Putin have what he has already? I go, no. So you would escalate it? No. What's his is his. What's theirs is theirs, and that's the way it goes. What if you just let him take the Ukraine? Maybe he'd stop. Maybe he would. And I believe that was the Hitler theory, because he was pushing through Poland, and I believe what he said. That's what he told Holland when he got to them. He's like, listen, well, don't worry about it. We're just going to occupy you for a while. You still have your own government, and then that went out. No. The answer is no. What's yours is yours. What's his is his, and that's the way the whole thing works. Like, stop it.
A reptile park in Australia is warning residents to keep their eyes peeled for a large, deadly spider species as summer approaches for them. The funnel web spider is one of Australia's deadliest spiders, and the mating season for them is coming up. By the way, they've had recent rains and warming temperatures that are adding to this problem. The funnel web spider can kill a person in as little as 15 minutes with no medical treatment. Have you ever heard of this? I'd never heard of it, but then again, Australia apparently has everything that's insane, deadly, and gigantic.
You've seen their giant plate-sized spiders that they walk in there on the ceiling? Have you seen those?
No.
Oh, no, they're the size of a plate. There's all these videos of guys trying to get Tupperware around them and stuff. Like, they're giant. They're this big.
Is that like even bigger version of is it wolf spider?
Oh, it's not even in the realm.
Oh,
it's not.
I don't need to know that's out there.
Giant Australian. Oh, yeah. As soon as you hit giant AUS, it comes up. Yeah.
Get your button ready, Kyle.
Look at the corner. Look at the bottom. That's in somebody's house.
No. That looks ridiculous. That's
real.
The size of this room, that in the corner.
Yeah.
How are more people not fleeing? Are they being killed?
Dude, it's real. It is it's called a giant huntsman spider.
Ugh.
Yeah. And then there's the Goliath bird eater, by the way. Yeah, they're big.
Jesus, Mary.
They're big.
Yeah, so this one, without medical treatment, you're in 15 minutes.
So the body itself, and then not even the Colossus, the largest male specimen of huntsman spider.
That guy from
it's huge.
Was all I know.
The giant green-bellied huntsman is indeed one of Australia's largest spider species. But I don't think that one kills you.
So here's what they'd like for you to do if you live in Australia. By the way, 13 people have died from the spider species. They say the park said no one has died, though, since they've brought the antivenom on since 1981. Yeah. Residents who find funnel web spiders are asked to collect them and donate them to Australia Reptile Park so they can be milked to create antivenom to help people who have been bitten. They say male funnel web spiders have a short lifespan, and with approximately 150 spiders required to make just one vial of that antivenom.
Oh, wow.
Park warns people to keep a lookout for egg sacs, too, when they find a funnel web spider. If you spot an egg sac while collecting the spider, it's important to safely collect that as well. It can provide a robust supply of
how many
healthy
people
young
get
spiders.
bit while they're collecting this goddamn spider?
Sure, that's my immediate and continuous thought in my brain.
By the way, background those giant huntsmen I was showing you, it says the spider family with a leg span stretching up to 12 inches across, roughly the size of a dinner plate.
No.
That's
No.
that wide.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you asked, what are they supposed to do? If a funnel web spider is found, The park provides specific instructions about how to safely catch it and donate it to them for, again, the antivenom.
First, you take your shoe off. Then you smash it flat and dead.
The first step is to find a large, wide-mouthed plastic or glass jar with a lid and use something like a long spoon to gently guide the spider into the jar. Collect some damp soil to add to the jar with the spider, then tightly seal the lid. They say the park has the residents to familiarize themselves also with what to do if it bites your ass. Stay calm. Wrap the bite tightly.
No. 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 Hell no.
Put a bandage on it and get your ass to the hospital.
Yeah.
Why would you ask people to do this? It's just asking to be bit.
Yeah.
Hey, light that baby! Light it! Light it! Light that Light it! Light it!
The wife of a recently elected county commissioner in Kansas has been charged with electioneering at polling places. The Sedgwick County DA's office charged Megan Blubaugh. Voters said that she was wearing a shirt with her husband's name on it at a Wichita polling location. Election workers asked her to turn the shirt inside out. Voters said she refused. Poll workers then called the Secretary of State. Of course, we all know.
What did it say?
It had her husband's name on it because he was running for office.
How is it she's so dumb she doesn't understand the polling rules, that you can't wear political items, you can't campaign, you can't stand around, you can't tell people how to vote. Like, we all know that is, and I'm remedial at best.
Right, in electioneering, it's a misdemeanor. My immediate thought wasn't her being dumb; it was her being entitled. I wondered if she's just like, I'm gonna
snatch to be a snatch,
being a twatty voter. Let's see here. Kansas Department of Labor has officially launched its new website. Call center and website went on pause last week for upgrades. By the way, the KDOL team is actively working to resolve other issues that could have been coming up. If you are in need of this website, you need to go to kansasui.gov for more information.
There's always one. There's always one.
Yes.
Huntsmen are non-venomous and non-aggressive. Okay. All right, that's fine.
Hey, yeah, how do we know?
How many postmen? He doesn't bite.
Right.
Okay.
How do we know that for sure?
I am willing to take that chance. I'm sure you're right. 6862. Thank you.
Okay.
But I ain't playing that game.
A winning ticket was sold at a Quick Trip on Northeast Cookingham Road in Kansas City. Mega Millions player in Clay County won the jackpot last Friday's drawing, marking the third time in less than a month a Missouri lottery player won $1 million prize playing the multi-state game.
Good on him.
Winning ticket matched all 5 white ball numbers drawn, missing only the mega ball. Jackpot for that was $1 million.
Good on you, man. So what do you still get? You still get $500,000 out of that, right?
Yeah.
600,000 or something?
I was just cutting it in half in my mind. I'm like, yes.
Hey, man, and I get it. You weren't the Mega Million, and you weren't even $1 million after that. You still got a house. A really, really nice house.
I check every ticket for this moment right here.
Yeah.
Let's see. According to Alex Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen hated being called Eddie. In a new interview, Alex said he hated it. But it was something that just sort of became his name, so to speak.
Well,
he preferred Edward.
I thought it was on the reason I said Eddie is because everybody else said Eddie.
Right.
But yeah, apparently Ed, if you were friends, you were Ed. He was Ed.
Alex also admitted there was even some trepidation early on about using their family name as the moniker for the band. Today, of course, it's well-established band and brand that conjures up a good time and party vibe thanks to their music. Alex admitted you can give credit to that to David Lee Roth, believe it or not. He's the one who had suggested it.
Was Ed ever Eddie on the records, Greg? Do you remember if it was Edward or Eddie?
To check on that.
But in my head, I thought it was Eddie.
Same here.
And Valerie Bertinelli always called him Ed, didn't she?
Always called him Ed or Edward. Always. Yeah, no, it makes sense. It's a weird hill to die on, but